JP.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome back in the building to talk more transfers and transfer flops, blood. Chelsea fans all over the James Redmond YouTube channel. I have a word for you guys. We decided to go out and do some smart business, you know? Some smart business. I think McAllister, 35 million. I think Sobo Sly for 60 million. And the Japanese Japan. Wait there, Japanese Iniesta. That's for you guys, because you missed out on him and we didn't. You got baited into signing Caicedo. We got baited into signing one of the best players that ever graced that country. I just want you to hold this. See this? That's for you. And it's free of charge, by the way. So I'm happy for you. You won the transfer window. You won your little targets. But Caicedo's a meaty bowler, bruv. James, I don't like your substance. I don't like your words. I don't take James Redmond's credibility for any shit. That's fine. You don't have to take my word for any shit. But if you're a stat merchant, how you like these stats, you pussy-o, eh? Caicedo stats since coming on. 3 passes complete. 3. 0 out of 4, Jules. What? He's a shit bowler, bro. 1 foul. That led to a penalty. By the way, 1 shot off target. Now, massive shout out to Caicedo, massive shout out to Chelsea fans and whatever have you, right? But that was a shite performance, blood. Did you see Endo's performance yesterday, Chelsea fans? Did you see Endo's performance? Because I don't think you saw it. He was 15 million British pounds. This guy was 100 million. Oh, you fools. You fucking fools. You shite. That's what he's at, Chelsea. Even Mauricio Pochettino with $1 billion spends is going to do shite. And yes, I'm being shameless. I don't care. I couldn't give 2 shiny shites because we're going to go out there and get 1 more midfielder who's going to be of quality and who's going to be of substance. And we're going to be one to be feared, you fucks. Maybe not, but who cares? When Caicedo has a flop debut after all that talk, you deserve that, blood. You deserve that. Anyway, guys, 500 people in the stream. Smash those likes. We are going to talk about Gravenberch. I obviously wanted to touch on Caicedo. I felt the Caicedo segment was more than necessary. As Jorge Masvidal would like to say, more than necessary. I think it was a more than necessary thing for me to start the stream that way. You know what I mean? Oh, my goodness. Chelsea and Arsenal in the mud. Chelsea and Arsenal in the mud. Chelsea and Arsenal in the mud. Times 7. That's where Lavia will be, on the bench. Yeah, think about it, guys. They signed Lavia and Caicedo, and Caicedo is that bad, as we saw today, and then Lavia is the backup to it. Notice why I always said I prefer Lavia over Caicedo. Stream getting bigger, and it's cool to watch you grow, brother. I appreciate that, Janav. Big up to you, sir. You've been here from the start, my G. We need Chick to Corey. Well, before we get into the Gravenberch things, I haven't really seen anything regarding Check to Corey chat, so I'll do my due diligence. I'll do a little research about if there's been any updates. But from what I know, it's been significantly more quiet on the Cheek to Corey front, so that's one thing that we'll have a little look into. Ooh! Okay, then. So we've got a little bit of an update on Cheek to Corey, guys, and we'll go into this before we go into the Gravenberch stuff. This seems juicy. I'll read more into it. I haven't seen the full tweet yet. Right. So from Dave Akop, he says Liverpool have held talks with Crystal Palace for the signing of Cheek to Corey. Talks also held for the signing of Ryan Gravenberch. According to Simon Jones, Cheek to Corey is Liverpool's primary target once a fee can be agreed with Crystal Palace. So that is big news right there. Obviously, you guys know I've been talking about Gravenberch as well. Simon Jones also Simon Jones, who was commenting on these things. Chat, is Simon Jones reliable? Can we trust Simon Jones with our life? If we were to fall off a cliff, can we rely on Simon Jones to save us? Is he reliable in that aspect, chat? Because I saw the Ryan Gravenberch thing, and I know that Fabrizio Romano confirmed that we've been trying to call Bayern Munich this week over Ryan Gravenberch. Now, in a minute, we'll get into will I take Gravenberch or not. Do you want me to talk about Decore first, or do you want me to talk about Gravenberch? What do you think so? Okay. So man like Simon's the guy. Simon's the guy. Now, chat, one thing to clarify. You've noticed that he's mentioned both names. Liverpool can be linked with two players at once. We can be linked with two players at once. That's fine. What isn't fine is that we can't get both. So bear in mind, chat, we have got a homegrown problem at the club, and we know no other players are going to leave. Jurgen Klopp said we plan on getting more players in, but no more players are going out. So chat, am I correct in saying we would not be able to get both Gravenberch and Decore? Am I correct in saying that? Decore is a donkey, not going to lie, not excited at all. I understand your stylistic doubts regarding Decore, but I think Fabinho also had stylistic similarities to Decore, which you could have been sceptical of, and he ended up being a great player. So you want me to talk on Decore first, right? Cheek Decore we'll start on, and then we'll go into the Gravenberch talk. Because we can't get both, and we know that if we can't get both, then it's kind of pointless going out and getting Gravenberch unless now we're fully all invested into the Endo stocks, and the Endo stocks is all that matters, chat. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because Cheek Decore is an out-and-out six. Gravenberch's not an out-and-out six. And by the way, Gravenberch hasn't really played consistent football at a high level. You know, Ajax, fine. He was great at Ajax. Bayern Munich, he hasn't really made that impact. He hasn't gone into the team and made a huge, significant improvement to that side. Whereas Cheek Decore, Premier League experienced, more of what we need. I have heard more about the fee over the days of going by, and it doesn't seem it'll be anywhere near Caicedo. It seems that it'll be more around the Lavia price tag, about 50 to 60 million British pounds. So that's important. He's also very young. He's 23 years of age. And in terms of my preference, and we will do, chat, should we do a Decore compilation and then a Gravenberch compilation, WRL? You guys let me know that in the chat. I'm here to work for you guys. You get what I'm saying? So for those just tuning in, Simon Jones has confirmed Liverpool are looking at both Gravenberch and Decore. The only thing is, even though we want both, we can't get both because of the homegrown situation. I think it makes more sense if we go and get Decore. But if we don't get Decore, does that mean we go and get Gravenberch? Because I don't think that makes sense. And apparently we're waiting to see Bayern's final word and confirmation if Gravenberch's available. As we know, Decore is more available. Crystal Palace are probably be more willing to sell Decore now. And if we can offer the right price, which would be about 50 to 60 million British pounds, great. In terms of a player that I want, I think that'd be numero uno option, because I understand people say Fiorentino Luis, who I'm just not on that board. I think his attitude is a little bit all over the place, and I think that's quite evident based on recent time. But Decore is just, again, he's fine enough on the ball. He reads the game fine enough. If we can work on the finer details, then I think we've got ourselves a top-class player. You want some chicken, lad? You want some chicken? Adam says Gravenberch is a higher ceiling than Decore, better now. But again, it doesn't matter if he's got a higher ceiling. The reason why we could invest stocks into Lavia, because he had a higher ceiling, let's say above Caicedo, if you held that opinion, is because he was 19 years of age, but he also accommodated us in the short term. He was going to play in that position right here and right now, and he was going to add to our team immediately. That was the difference. Gravenberch comes in, and he's not competing at number 6. Gravenberch comes in and he's competing with Szoboszlai and McAllister, because Gravenberch is not a number 6. He's a primarily number 8. Chat, am I wrong there? Are we all? Why are we even talking to Grav? I understand it's good to have two options more than one, but why are one of them a number 8 and one of them a number 6? I'm not going to cry if we get Gravenberch, but do I see the sense in wanting to sign him? Not necessarily. I don't think it really makes too much sense. Hamez, lads, Gravenberch is under 21, so he's not a homegrown spot. So we can actually get... Ooh! Okay, then ignore me. I know fuck all. There's a reason. Okay, ignore me. You know what I mean? The chat confirmed to me before that, like everyone was saying, yeah, we can only get one of them. Okay, well, that's important. Chat, can you imagine if we... Chat, what would you rate this window out of 10 if we were to sign Gravenberch and Decore on top of the business that we've already done? That would be 5 midfielders. So still no centre-back, but 5 midfielders. Do you know what, chat? We'll do a Decore comp first. And I did get... copyright strike the other night, so I do have to be very, very careful with how much of this I play. So I might only be able to play a little bit. That being said, do want to do a little bit of a Decore compilation here, right? Decore Liverpool. Okay. Bada bada ba. So there's a compilation here of him versus Liverpool, and then there's also a few videos here on. This is why Liverpool won. Check Decore. Let me see if this one will probably look better. If not, then yeah, I think this one will probably be good. This one will probably be good. So we're going to do a Decore watch along, and then we're going to do a Gravenberch watch along, okay? And then from there, we'll see how it goes. So first and foremost, are you sick of having adverts on fucking YouTube videos? I'm like I am. I'm like I am. I don't tired of YouTube videos, but while I'm trying to do the video simultaneously, yes, I have a problem with adverts. So fuck you, bitch. Right. Let me share the screen, and any super chats that are sent in, I really appreciate it. They will get read out throughout the stream. Big up to everyone for the financial support. Boys, if we get both Decore and Gravenberch, it will be huge for us. Let us get these facts, bro. Facts. Everyone's saying like a 7 out of 10, 10 out of 10. For me, I'd say a 7. I don't think I can give this window more than a 7 if we don't get a centre-back. It makes no sense to me at all. But can I be confident in knowing that? I can be happy with the fact we've accommodated the midfield problem, then 100%, which is why I give it a 7. And I think the 7 is an overall good assessment, right? Let me just share that screen. Big up to Kaz for that super chat as well, by the way, man. I'll catch up with all the rest of them very, very soon. So this is Decore. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the guy that we're linked with heavily at the moment, and it seems that he will be the one that we remain to be linked with now. I do think I'm going to might even go with this one, chat. I think this one will give me a less chance of getting copyrighted, so I hope you don't mind having a bit more of a smaller image. Let me know if you can see that okay, and if that's all right for you all. And if you can still hear me, 900 people in the stream, smash those likes, right? Let's have a look at Decore. Is he a baller? Is he a baller? So again, chat, what I want you to notice for the on-the-ball ability, and does he read the game well? Now, this is only a compilation. Is he good offensively? Because again, we're a very offensive team. He needs to accommodate us offensively. As you can see, that was a nice ball. That was a nice ping from Cheek. Nice cross. Imagine Thiago getting on the end of one of those, chat. Come on, come on, come on. Now, the first thing I've noticed just from the first minute is that he's a forward-thinking player, which is maybe why we're happy to be linked with him. Chat WRL, he's someone who wants to get the ball forward. So when Salah's making those runs and Diaz is getting in behind, and say when Nunes gets more games or when he comes on for the final 30 minutes, to have those options, to have that electrifying pace to be able to try and find, Decore will be more encouraged to do these long balls more. So it's good to know that he's got an offensive part to his game, which is what we'd need from a number 6, right? Correct. So I like that aspect. I do want to see more of the defensive work. So we saw he's a forward-thinking player. Let me see if I can find some of his tackles. That'd be great. Because this just seems to be a passing comp. And I know that we're not signing him to be the Iniesta. Ooh! Now this is what we're talking about. Now we're going to get to see the reading of the game. Come on, Cheek. Look like a bit of a foul. Come on, Cheek. And again, do you know what also I like, chat? I love my CDMs being very athletic. Seems to be very strong, also quite pacey, very energetic. Here he is against us again. Look at him putting his body on the line as well. That's what you want right there. He'll be good. He'll be good in a pack of wolves. Look at the way Crystal Palace defending some of these videos, chat. They're defending in packs. They're really attacking the opposition like a pack of wolves. They're like, we're going to hunt you down and you're going to do fuck all. I'm going to eat you alive. And Decore seems to be one huge part of that. He really, really does. I'm a fan. It would have never been my number 1 option. I'm not saying that, but I'm certainly a fan. If number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 doesn't work, and he so happens to be number 6, I'm okay with that. But look, chat, he reads the game well. Ball footwork is good enough. And the tackling ability in his game is very, very impressive. And he's a forward-thinking CDM. So irregardless whether you think that he's the best or he's good enough or this, that, and the other, what I'll say to you is that he is at least what we're looking for. At least. He's at least a forward-thinking passer who can read the game well. Massive shout-out to TJ Warren, who's been a member for 2 months, by the way. I'm going to see who can be the longest-serving member. Who's going to get to being a member for a year first? You know what I mean? Who's going to be a member for a year first? He's a baller. He's just not a 6. Are you referencing Decore? Or are you saying that Or are you saying Gravenberch? I think you're mentioning Gravenberch there because Decore is literally an out-and-out 6. James, will you be getting Uncle Albert on? Uncle Albert is welcome on the channel whenever he so pleases. I've messaged Uncle Albert, but he always blanks me. Like, he just reads me fucking messages and then he blanks me. But if anyone can do that, it's Uncle Albert for sure. You know what I mean? I also want to have a look at Gravenberch over the course of last season, see if he did anything last year that was worth noting. Or worth being excited about in any way, shape, or form, because this is another player that we've been linked with according to Simon Jones. And I do think, you know, with the fact that, you know, journalists have been touting up for us to get another signing or two here and thereabouts, I think that this would be absolutely huge right now. Let me just share that screen for you. We've got over 900 people in the stream chat. We just did a Decore comp. There's the Gravenberch compilation. Again, I want to see what he's going to bring to our midfield. How does he improve us? Because I don't know if we get Gravenberch and he automatically goes in above McAllister and Soboslai, for instance. But if he can bring that niceness to his game, then we'll see. And you can definitely look at Gravenberch and say he's going to be more of a goal-scoring midfielder. That's one thing we can say from get-go. It's guaranteed he's going to be a goal-scoring midfielder. If he was to be, or a more of a goal-scoring midfielder, should I say, because he is more offensive-minded. Get what I'm saying? That was a Muller goal. Did Gravenberch leave him the pass? And also, do you think that Gravenberch could be tempted by the pull with Virgil van Dijk and Gakpo being here? Because do you know what I've noticed as well, chat? Let me know if you agree. He kind of has a similar presence as Gakpo, no? Don't you think by the way he moves and the way he sort of moves his body, a little bit lanky, but he's still technically decent and he's fine. He does have a bit of a Gakpo aura. Think Gravenberch is a bit overrated, says King Mo. I'm not going to lie, bro. I think there's a possibility for that. I think if you automatically play for Ajax and then you go to Bayern Munich, I think you are going to be rated very, very highly when you might not be that guy yet. You know what I'm saying? There's things that I like to his game, though. I think with a little bit of polishing, maybe an improvement on end product, he could be the guy. He could most certainly be the guy. Is James Blady or is it just... I'm not too sure. I think I cut off there. I think my Wi-Fi was doing a Bandulu thing, chat. Was my Wi-Fi doing a Bandulu thing? I think it was doing a Bandulu thing. Got 1,000 people in the stream. Big up to yous. Is Amrabat dead in the water? Absolutely. 100%. Not even a doubt. Not even a doubt. But yeah, chat, I also don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not trying to play too much of that compilation. But yeah, I like Gravenberch. I don't mind if we don't get him. I'll be very honest with you. I'm very okay with not getting him. Decore for me is a proper Liverpool signing. Someone undervalued at a lower of the league club that shines in a Klopp system with better players. I hear what you're saying. It's got a very Virgil van Dijk feel, because you know Virgil van Dijk was not the Virgil van Dijk that he ended up becoming. Virgil van Dijk was some overpriced centre back from Southampton. But you think about our best players: Gini Wijnaldum, Sadio Mane, Virgil van Dijk. A lot of them of which have came from these clubs. Robertson came from a relegated Hull City, and nobody expected Robertson to become what he become. Now, that should not be the only thing that says, oh, he's going to be world class, and it's fine if we continue to sign, not the best of the best, because then that is lowering the standards over time. But then I also understand we're not one to get world beaters. It's about turning people into world beaters, and I think Decore, out of everybody, he's probably most likely to be a world beater. You get what I'm saying? Get rid of... Wait there. No, this is a terrible take. Right, chat, are you ready for me to dunk on someone? Are you ready for me to absolutely dunk on somebody? Right, get on this. Cam J says, get rid of Thiago for Gravenberch, maybe. I'm so happy you're not our manager, bro. Big up to you, by the way, because you're tuning into the streams and you're supporting the streams and you're loving it and it's boss. This is absolutely the take on the chat. WRL for this take. Are you crazy? Like, Gravenberch is one of those that he has to play. Thiago is one of those that he has to be considered above someone like Gravenberch because the quality isn't even close. I think people need to realise as well that Thiago is still by far and away our best midfielder. Oh, but James, he can't be our best midfielder because he never plays. No, but he does still play. It's insincere to say he never plays. He still plays, just not as often as we'd like him to. But when he does play, he is by far and away our best midfielder. Oh, by the way, it's not even close. I don't understand how people can have this Thiago slander when they were fine with Henderson staying. When they were fine with Henderson fucking staying. Oh, but Thiago needs to go. Thiago's done more in the few appearances that he has than Henderson's done in 24 to 36 months. So that's great. But it's just about being consistent, you know what I mean? Just because they can play and they can play regularly doesn't mean you should just want to keep them. At least Thiago puts everything in for the shirt when he does play. Like Naby Keita, he would be injured and then he'd be shit. You know what I mean? Like he was quite inconsistent. Whereas Thiago, okay, he's injured, but when he plays, he's really fucking good. And in fact, I would make an argument that he's one of our best players. You know what I mean? Chat, are you like actual Thiago haters? While Thiago is there, Gravenberch can still learn a lot. Nah. Listen, he can learn a lot. But he's not going to learn the direct things that Thiago already knows. It is literally impossible. Hi, James said top 4 again, but just wanted to make sure you know that it's the top 5 teams that get Champions League this season. Really? Is that true? Because again, I've heard that, but I keep like I don't feel like anybody's mentioning the top 5 enough. You know what I mean? I think we're all just still saying top 4. Hamez, McAllister, and Szoboszlai are better than Thiago. They're not. Let me say that again. They are not. It's such a stupid thing to say. Thiago was literally one of the greatest midfielders in the world, broski. Like Szoboszlai, I think can become this. I think Szoboszlai will become our best player. I think the way people will put Kevin De Bruyne over Gundogan is the way people will put Szoboszlai above Thiago. Even though stylistically different, because of the quality of De Bruyne in his position compared to Gundogan in his, he'll be held as a more important player. This is bro, like, as much as I love McAllister and Szoboszlai, none of them are better than Thiago. Not this version of Thiago, not last year's version, nor the one of 5 years ago. Even though they both have potential. McAllister, no, but otherwise, nah. John W. Henry says, Jesus Christ, what are you talking about? Do you want to come on the stream and debate? Does anybody want to come on the stream and get turned a new cheek? Anybody? If you guys are slating Thiago, I'll let you know why you don't know ball. I'll let you know why you don't know ball. Bro, Gravenberch stay in Munich this season. Bayern doesn't sell because they don't have a holding 6. Yeah, but Gravenberch isn't a holding 6, though. He's literally not a holding 6. Thiago is one of the best players ever. He's a footballing genius. Like, bro, the guy is literally so insanely quality that people who even question, like, oh, McAllister and all this at UFC. Thiago overrated for me at LFC, bro. It's like people have short-term memory spans. They go, oh, yeah, Virgil van Dijk had a world-class season 2 seasons ago when we were competing for the quadruple. Oh, but Thiago, shit. Like as if he didn't have a world-class season that season as well. Like as if he weren't one of our best players. Like, I just want to ask to those Thiago haters, are you dumb, stupid, or a dumb fuck? Because it's one of the 3. That's one thing we need to establish. He's always injured. Does that take away from his quality? No. No, it doesn't. His reliability, yes, it takes away from the reliability of the player, but it doesn't take away from how good he is. Big up to DN. McGoy says to Corey, as the NHG spot and Gravenberch as a under 21. That's right. We actually can get both of those players. That's one thing I learned before. Big up to Jason, who becomes a member for the first time, and big up to anyone who's financially contributing to the stream on a regular basis by becoming a member. You guys are absolute legends. James Redmond destroying his audience. It's out of love. When, you know, like the way you guys would destroy me if I made a stupid point. I'm just letting you know when you make stupid points, like some people in the chat right now, I'll correct you, but it's only out of love. I'm gutted that Nunes is going to flop. I thought he was going to be cold. Yeah, bro. I'm not going to try. I thought that was a Thiago comment. I'm not going to lie. I was like, I'm not going to try and divert into the Nunes talks tonight. Thiago is best as a deep-lying midfielder. Can't compare Macher and Sobo to Thiago. Completely different players. They all have their pros and cons. Get behind the whole lot of them. And do you know what's funny? The only cons that come for Thiago is his availability. People talk about Thiago like as if he's injured like Keita. Like, Thiago still gets spells where he plays 8 to 10 games in a row. Keita never got that. And believe me, you're a significantly better squad when you've got Thiago for 8 to 10 games in a row. He's still one of the best midfielders in the league. Oh, but we should sell him. Oh, but we should keep Jordan Henderson. Fucking toolboxes. And it's why I'm happy that Jurgen Klopp manages my football club and not these people. 2 performances for the nation in the 23-24 Champions League. Europa, finished 5th, get the Champions League. Fair play, Ryan. Fair play. Fair play. Have you heard of them come... Wait there. Well, have you heard anything about shares? No, we won't get a centre-back Paniscaus, I'll be honest with you. Unless there's some breaking news now about shares that I haven't had time to see, then no, I haven't saw anything regarding the shares news. Smash those likes, by the way, people. Let's get them all the way up. Also, chat, I lost about like 8 subscribers today. Like just at one time. I don't know if there was like a gang who just got together and thought like, yeah, man, I'm gonna cheat the system. Oh yeah, it's gone back up by 15. Maybe it was a glitch. But I was gonna say, subscribe to the channel. Let's keep we're on the road to 100k at the moment, so let's get it done. It's a core over Gravenberch and the centre back. I agree. I don't think we're getting one though. Honestly, there's something about that centre-back position that I just think we're going to miss out on. A massive shout-out to Akram, who's just saying, Decore this, Decore that. Thiago gives silky small passes and puts a good tackle in, but Gerrard was elite years above. Yeah, 2 different players. Yeah, Gerrard was better than Thiago. There's certain things Thiago's better than Gerrard at, but yes, I'd say overall, in high regard, Gerrard is superior to Thiago in terms of how both are rated. Hamez, do you know anything about Trent? He picked up an injury. Last game he picked up an injury. Hope it's not a big one. From what I know right now, it's nothing to be too concerned about. But as we know, we don't tend to see these things until certain times and matters. So we'll have to probably wait till the press conference, which we have begun to start doing watch-alongs to. So tune into those if you're interested. We've got 1,000 people nearly in the stream. So smash those likes, people, as well. Anybody who wanted Henzo and Fabinho to stay at the club and start are not true fans. They fell off in the past few seasons. Thiago, Sobo and McAllister will dominate in midfield. Deluded if you think not. Yeah, if people think Thiago can still play and not do a job, that's where it gets a bit stupid for me. Questioning the reliability is one thing, but simply let's analyse the fact he's still the best midfielder in the team. And it's kind of not even close until Szoboszlai starts really finding his form. Shout out to Streets Approved Thames. He says, I think the place lineup tomorrow versus Arsenal will let us know if the links are concrete. As of right now, I'm 50-50 on bringing on us bringing in any new signings. Yes, I think we'll definitely try and get a new player. I think that's the story. But as we know, just because Liverpool try does not mean they succeed. So you can try and lift a certain amount of weight, but if you're not strong enough, then you're not going to be able to do such a thing. That's why this is a problem. Liverpool probably will go in for Decore. They'll probably go in for Gravenberch. But if anything falls apart on those negotiations, it will be I tried my best. It will be A for effort. That's what Liverpool cannot put up with going forwards. We cannot put up with that mentality of let's just hope that we can get this player. If we don't get this player, then good enough. And this is the detriment that you have when you play dangerous games with Caicedo and Lavia. You don't fulfill your targets fully like Bellingham and all these people. And remember the excuse over Bellingham? Oh, we don't have enough money. Well, how come you had 110 million ready for Caicedo, but you didn't have money ready for Bellingham? It's a problem. It's a problem in terms of planning. And when you've got poor planning, you tend to fall below the pecking order. That's one thing Liverpool cannot afford to keep doing. So that's where our problem lies. So do you know what, Streets Approved Thames? I see what you're saying, brother. I absolutely see what you're saying. Massive, massive shout out to Queen Nadra. Queen Nadra, you sent another super chat before and I never mentioned your name. I apologise. Big up, Hamez. Have you seen what happened to Chelsea today and Caicedo? I dedicated the first fight. I'm not going to lie. Over the past week or two, I've been getting loads of Chelsea subscribers. I do want to say I love them for the support. Don't get me wrong. And I love anybody who supports the channel. But yeah, they kind of got verbally fucked tonight at the start of my stream. So if you do want to see the Caicedo slander, then just know there was a whole promo on their ass at the start. Kansas says, can we seriously sign 2 more midfielders? We can't. So yeah, in the instance of Gravenberch and Decore, we can actually get those 2 players. I got it wrong. Because of the homegrown spot, we've only got 1 homegrown spot left, but because Gravenberch is under 21, he wouldn't fall into the non-homegrown category, which is important. So, yeah, we can most certainly get 2 more players, but it just has to be very picky. So, it's either got to be an English player, someone who came through the English leagues, or an under-21 player, and then it doesn't fall into that category. James, did you stay up until 6 a.m. like me to watch the UFC last night? I did see Sean O'Malley get his hand raised. I was buzzing for him. But I love Aljamain Sterling. I hope he goes to 145, and Absolutely fucking smashes it. Who's starting midfield on Sunday versus Newcastle? I'm going to have to tune into the preview for that one, son. Trying to get a cheeky little spoiler. Jude wanted LFC and FSG lowballed him on wages, just like Genie and Mane. And this is the problem with the ownership. People will say, but they deserve credit, James, because they went out and bid 110 million for Caicedo. But then the people who they recruit to get these deals over the line aren't good. And the Bellingham thing actually was FSG's fault, because I think we got to 85, 90 million and we didn't even go further. Like, chat, was there an official bid for Jude Bellingham? Was there ever an official bid? Or did we just pull out of the bid because we knew he was going to be too much and it weren't going to be worth negotiating? And then I raise, how much did he cost Real Madrid? Because then those links were just smoke and mirrors the whole time, which is what I was trying to suggest. Unless we actually bid for the player, then, yeah, like, the only way I can sort of see is if Bellingham came to us personally and was like, by the way, I'm going to choose Real Madrid. I want to be a Galactico. But I don't think, yeah, exactly, never even a bid, not even trying. Because imagine if we put in a higher bid than Real Madrid, which in hindsight we could have done. So if you don't try, you don't get the rewards. And now look what he's doing in La Liga, bro. Like, that guy is insane. Jude Bellingham is genuinely the guy right now. Like, everybody wants to, like, he will be the next English player. Chat WRL, he'll be the next star English boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? The way they try and make Mason Mount and all these people, Phil Foden, that is exactly what Jude Bellingham will be. Do you like the way Gareth Bale was the face of the UK for a long, long time? Like, I think Bellingham's now going to take that role. A massive shout out to Cantus for more financial support. Big up to you, sir. He says, so if we get 2 decent midfielders in, surely we can contend this season, but only if we bring in a defender, but a top-class defender, not just cover. I agree. Someone who's going to come in and compete straight away, bro. You're bang on. You're absolutely, absolutely bang on. I've resubscribed. I've had many problems. What do you mean, Jason? You've resubscribed? In what sense? Like, you became a member again? If so, if that's what you mean, I appreciate it. If you unsubscribed, I'm sorry you felt like I had to unsubscribe, my friend. I'm glad you subscribed again. I've resubscribed, my guy. Sobo will be Liverpool's best player within next season or two. His ability to create chances is amazing. Szoboszlai is the best player in our midfield right now, to be honest. I mean, if Thiago plays consistently, I think you've got to still put him above Sobo, but I think that in about 6 to 12 months' time, we're going to all sit there and we're going to be like, Szoboszlai is the guy. I think we're already noticing it. Chat, are you onto the way I put my Sobo stocks in early, though? I think he can be top 2, top 3 players in that position in the world, like, genuinely overall. And I also think top 2 or top 3 players in the league within 6 months. I think he'll be chatting to De Bruyne. I think he'll be chatting to, I mean, I already think he chats to players like Odegaard and stuff like this. You know, top class number 10s. But Szoboszlai, for me, guys, is just the quality, the pace, the drive. Do you know what else as well? He hasn't even been able to perform his full game. Let me tell you why. He's an offensive player. He aims to create for the front 3. But what his job had to be so far, getting stuck in, pressing. He's been our best defensive midfielder. Chat WRL. He's actually been our best defensive midfielder, and it's not even close. Sobo is super gifted. Tell me one thing Sobo can't do. He's got a left foot, right foot. He can pass, he can shoot, and he can read the game well. He dribbles fantastically. He's quick thinking. Think about that little 1-2 touch dribble that he done against Chelsea in his own box. And also, chat, think about what he done against Bournemouth. He was getting stuck in constantly. That guy, honestly, the best guy that we could have signed, maybe the best signing that we've made since the likes of Alisson. Honestly, like, even Thiago, even Jota, even Gakpo, Diaz, no one's going to be or have the impact that this Szoboszlai is going to have. I promise you, chat. He will be top 2, top 3 guys, all in due course, and it'll happen very, very soon. Oh, chat. I want to ask you guys a question, right? Are you going with Szoboszlai or Salah to take penalties going forward? Because Salah's missed 3 of his last 5 penalties. And whenever I even consider, like, either dropping Salah for a game or saying he shouldn't take penalties, I get a bunch of Salah sexuals coming into my comments going, oh my God, no, Salah's amazing. Oh my God, you love Mane, so you hate Salah. No, shut the fuck up, you dumb nuts. Absolute fools. How can I hate somebody who's the 5th all-time top goal scorer for my club? You know what I mean? How? But when we've literally got Sobo and McAllister, and it only takes a person with half a working fucking eye to see that they're more technically superior to Salah. It's not slander on Salah. It's just he's not a great penalty taker in recent time. The Bournemouth penalty was shite. Like, everyone was saying, like, he was speaking to Neto after the game, like, how did you save the penalty? How did you save the penalty? It was because it was a shit penalty. It was like in the middle of, it was like indecisive between trying to get it all the way to the right and the middle. It was the perfect reach. I had to save that penalty. It was diabolically shit and it was slow. And that's why I think someone like Szoboszlai and McAllister would be more effective in those positions. But it's not going to happen because people are going to be like, oh, it's disrespectful and this, that, and the other. Szoboszlai would have absolutely slotted that penalty in the top corner if he was the one to take it. Smash those likes, by the way, guys. Salah just smashes it in hopes, for fuck's sake. Sobos picks his place. Precise, accuracy, and power. Facts, bro. That's why Szoboszlai has such a sick record on penalties. Literally, like, the guy is the dude when it comes to taking penalties. It's not even a question. And that's why I like Szoboszlai. He oozes confidence. Chat, did you know Szoboszlai has won a trophy in every season of his professional career so far? Did you know that? Did you know that? Bet you didn't. That guy, honestly, when it comes to penalties, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to mentality. Oh, chat, did you see his interview as well? Did you see he was like, I want to play 1,000 more games? But when he was asked, this was the most telling thing to me. When he was asked about his good performance, like, what do you think about this man of the match? He done a Roy Keane and went, it's my job. I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job. I love that shit. I love that shit. Like, do you know, like, when Onana came in and was like, do you feel Haaland? And he was like, what? 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 And there's Szoboszlai saying, why am I getting praise for doing my job? This is just what I do. And then he was like, I'm relishing the idea of the atmosphere at Anfield. Get what I'm saying? I'm relishing that idea. I want that. I want to fight at Anfield with these fans. I love this atmosphere. That's exactly what we need. Someone who's going to look into in the eyes of the keeper and look at him with death. The same way when Neymar tried to put him off the penalty when he played for Leipzig. He just went over to Neymar and was like, bro, I'm going to slot this. Like, I don't even know why you're trying to waste my time and play these mind games. You're just wasting my time and yours. Get what I'm saying? Sobo runs like Jamie Redknapp. It's funny, he's the new Redknapp. That's so disrespectful. He's the new Redknapp. Now, Redknapp was decent, but like, Sobo is just, yeah, he'll be a different level in my opinion. People who think Virgil van Dijk is still class are just blinded by how good he was 2 to 4 years ago. He has not been nowhere near as good as that version. I could also say he's still really good. He's just nowhere near that version, which is why he looks really bad. And because he has such perfect standards, that's why we all shit on him. But he has played really poor as well at times. I thought he was great against Bournemouth, though. I thought he had I think both games this season, Chelsea and Bournemouth, I think he's been fine. Chat WRL, do you think Virgil van Dijk has found a little bit more of himself recently? Because I think he has. I think he's came in and put in some assertive performances. I think that armband has gave him a little bit of a new life of confidence. When I originally watched the Chelsea game, I did the same thing. I remembered one mistake from Virgil and was like, he was shit the whole game. He weren't. He was great. Bournemouth, he was great. I don't think that we can sit there and say he's been absolutely terrible. I think this season he's been fine. Massive shout out to Shabazz. He says, have you noticed Nat Phillips is still here and we're not getting a centre back? And by the way, Nat Phillips is going to stay because Jurgen Klopp confirmed in the press conference the other day that no more outgoings are going to happen, meaning no more players are going to be sold or released. And that also means Nat Phillips is going to stay. The Leeds talks have gone very quiet, and we're not linked with a new centre-back, and by the way, haven't been for the entire window. Chat, have we bid for a centre-back this window? Have we tried to agree personal terms with a centre-back this window? Besides Levi Colwill, which weren't even that really serious, have we? No. No, and the only reason why we were looking at Colwill is because he would have been the long-term solution, not the short-term solution, and that's why we looked at Colwill. It weren't because we needed him right here, right now. It was like, if we can get him, we'll get him because he'll cover us for the next couple of years. But otherwise, after Jamie Carragher and John Terry were the two best centre-backs in the Premier League for a few seasons. Jamie Carragher was boss at times, don't get me wrong, but I think it would be very tough, and I think it'd be much more of a debate than what you're thinking to suggest that Carragher was one of the best centre-backs in the league, you know? I love Phillips, he's better than Gomez. Chat, these are uncomfortable conversations that people don't like to have, but Nat Phillips has literally been a significantly better defender than Joe Gomez for the best part of 3 years, and people just don't like to hear it. W, fine. We become reliant on him for saving us on the counter-attacks over the past 5 years. And as a result, when our defence is more exposed for various reasons, he becomes the scapegoat of our problems. If you're referencing Virgil van Dijk, I agree to a degree, but I don't think he does. I think Trent gets a lot more shit than Virgil van Dijk does. I think Virgil van Dijk can have a bad performance and people will still say he did well. I think a lot of people are like, do you know, like the way United fans suck off Bruno? Even when Bruno has a terrible game, but because it's Bruno and he might have got a pre-assist, he was fine. I think people do the same with Virgil van Dijk. It's like he misplaced 5 passes, missed out on 2 or 3 challenges, but because he made one great challenge or one goal line clearance, he was boss. I think Virgil van Dijk, I don't know, I think there's a mixture of fans. Some people go too far, and then some people aren't constructive enough when it comes to the criticism of Virgil van Dijk, in my opinion. The quadruple season, people were saying we had a better season than Modric. Are we saying Thiago over Modric? I don't know. Modric is elite. But just because Thiago isn't better than Modric doesn't mean Thiago isn't world class, and certainly doesn't mean that he can't add anything to our team right here, right now. And those who want Thiago to go, honestly, like, I want to try and say like the response without being offensive. I just don't get that. I just think that's high on crack cocaine. Like, you must have had a joint and 10 more since when you came up with that decision, you know? By the way, 11 super chats in today's stream. Massive shout out. You guys are the ones who fund this channel and support me, and everybody who supports me financially. Just know I can never thank you enough. I will always read out the super chats. It's the bare minimum I can do, but yeah, just want to always like to dip in me thank you and whatnot, because there was a time I was doing these streams and 100 people were watching, you know what I'm saying? So to see people regularly supporting is quite cool, man. Right, let me read this one. Gomez ball watches too often. Facts, bro. Absolute facts. Madrid once offered 50 million for Gomez, and we said no. Chat, is that true? Is that true? No way Real Madrid offered 50 mil for Gomez. An official bid. There's no way that is true. Gotta love Bruno asking for an apology from the ref. Yeah, bro, Bruno can go fuck himself. We are in desperate need of a 6 and a left centre-back. Mike, I don't think we'll get a left centre-back, but we'll get a 6, bro. I'm confident we'll get a 6. Carragher played his heart out for Liverpool. One of the best players for Liverpool. Gerrard, Haman, Hippier, great players. For Liverpool, bro, Carragher is undisputed. I put Jamie Carragher, not in terms of quality, in terms of quality centre-backs, I go Virgil van Dijk, Sami Hippier, then I'll put Joel Matip, right? But in terms of, like, my favourite, Virgil van Dijk 1, Jamie Carragher 2. Chat, what's your top 5 centre-backs for Liverpool in the Premier League era? You know? What's your top 5 centre-backs? Is Bruno the most hated player in the league? I could make an argument for Salah. I could make an argument for Salah all day. He is, if he's not the most hated player in the league, he's the most disrespected. He's the most disrespected if he's not the most hated player in the league, because Mohamed Salah gets talked about like as if he's a friggin'... Yeah, I think that Salah, with what he's achieved, the top goal scorer in the first season, all these things and factors and variables, I do believe there is there's a sense that Salah is maybe the most disrespected player of all time. I really, really do believe this. I don't think you can call Bruno that. I think Bruno gets a lot more love than hate. I really do. And I think the people who constructively criticise Bruno, he kind of deserves it. He's never had that legendary status that Salah has. Salah's like literally one of the GOATs of all time in terms of numbers and stuff. Skirtle, no. Do you know who else is a shout for the top centre-back for Liverpool? Daniel Agger. Daniel Agger, for me, was so underrated, so quality, and I just think like it'd be a big shame if he never got a mention. The only thing that stopped Daniel Agger was his performances. Was his injuries. Because when he actually had good, like when he performed brilliantly, chat. Like, I love Daniel Agger. This is a good shout. Virgil van Dijk, Carragher, Hippier, Konate, and Agger. Sorry, Van Dijk, Carragher, Hippier, Konate, and Agger. Facts. I think it'd be too soon to put Konate in there, no? Wouldn't it be too soon to put Konate in there, chat? Is there anyone else? We haven't had many good centre-backs, to be fair, though, have we? Premier League era. I mean, there'll be some from, like, the mid-90s who I might not be thinking of, because I'm only a baby. You know what I'm saying? Is there anyone in the mid-90s that I'm just not... that I'm not putting together? Yeah, I can't think. I'm starting to lose. Maybe. Hencho, maybe. Yeah, Stefan Hencho, I never watched as much as Hencho, to be fair. I can't really give a proper assessment on him. Yeah, maybe I'd have to put Kanate in there just based on the knowledge that I have, you know what I mean? But yeah, chat, I also just want to say, just to round up the sort of stream, Gravenberch, according to Fabrizio Romano, we contacted Bayern around for Gravenberch this week. And then regarding to Corey, we're expected to really put in a bid in the final week of this window, maybe more closer towards deadline day. So post Newcastle, we can expect some rumblings around these transfers, and do expect one more midfielder to at least be attempted. Doesn't mean we'll get the deal done, because we know we're quite incompetent at times. But overall, I think it's something that we're definitely going to aim for. We've got 900 people in the stream. I'd love it if you guys could smash a like on your way out. And if you can leave a comment too, that would be amazing. Felt that was a very productive stream. Only a short one. We'll be back with the longer ones tomorrow. We ain't going to go live tonight, but I missed yous, and I fucking love yous, chat. I love you. I love you. If you don't say it back, then fuck you. But I love you. And I love you more than you know, and Jesus loves you more than you know. And it'd be great if you could leave a comment once this stream finishes, as it would add to the algorithm. Okay, chat? But much love to you all. God bless. Have a good night.